All right, hello, welcome to another writing workshop video um, for support on your changemaking essay. Last time we talked about getting started with your essay, how you take your idea organizer and you build your thesis statement and your body paragraphs. That's really the most important part of your essay is the thesis statement and those body paragraphs, which provide the argument, including your claims, your evidence, and your reasoning. The kind of icing on the cake, so to speak, is the hook or the rest of your introduction and the conclusion. So we're going to talk briefly about some um, steps to take to complete that introduction and conclusion. Take a look here at this Jamboard. I've kind of broken down how the introduction should be completed and the conclusion should be completed for this particular change-making essay. An introduction for this essay and for other essays is the first paragraph in your essay, and it ends with your thesis statement. It should always end with your thesis statement. So if you don't have a thesis statement, start with that, do the body paragraphs, and then we come back to the introduction. And the rest of your introduction should hook the reader. So imagine you're fishing and you're trying to hook your fish with the bait. You're trying to hook your reader and pull them into your argument, to your ideas. And you can do that with one of three things. And there are other strategies, I'm sure, that are not included in here, but these are the three most basic strategies for hooking your reader at the beginning of an essay. Giving a meaningful quotation that's going to get your reader thinking and saying, that's interesting. An insightful or provocative statement. So you have some idea about changemakers or about injustice or about how to make change, and you start off with that idea that kind of leads into your argument about the qualities of changemakers. And then finally, you can start with an interesting question. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a dangerous one, but it can be done effectively because a lot of times people start with their essay with that question, and it's like, are you interested in reading my essay? Or have you ever heard about changemakers? And these are questions, but they're not interesting. They're kind of throwaway questions. We want to ask a really interesting question that's going to get our reader thinking and grab them, hook them into going along with you on your argument in the essay. You also want to introduce the topic, the qualities or characteristics of changemakers. You do that with your thesis statement, but you can also add another sentence or two that explains who changemakers are and that they are in a special or unique people, and that you're going to be exploring that that type of person and what characteristics that they have. Conclusion. Conclusion is the last paragraph in your essay, and it should start by restating the thesis statement. You should see that in your outline. So you look at it says restate thesis statement and then conclusion. For your particular essay this time around, I am asking you to do something specific in that conclusion box. So this Jamboard is really important in that respect. So after you restate your thesis statement with different words and new sentence structure, so it should not just be copy paste of your thesis statement from the introduction. It should be, here's a new way of stating the same argument. Then you should kind of briefly summarize your evidence in a sentence or two. You just explain, here are the change makers we talked about, and here's what we concluded about them. And then finally, in that last box, you're going to answer the question, how can I be a change maker in my community? And then I highly recommend that you pull the ideas that you already have in your idea organizer. Include those elements from the idea organizer. The injustice that bothers you, What can you say or do about it? And then what is your quality or qualities that make you a change maker? So if you have any questions about the introduction conclusion after reviewing this video and the Jamboard, please let me know, and I can support you, or other instructional assistants can support you with this last step in creating your first draft of the change-making essay. Thank you.